Today we'll be talking about cellular respiration, and this is basically how cells produce energy in the form of ATP. There are three steps in cellular respiration. They are glycolysis, followed by pyruvate oxidation in the Krebs cycle, and finally oxidative phosphorylation, which includes the electron transport chain and chemiosmosis. The first step is glycolysis, in which glucose is converted into 2-pyruvate, releasing 2 ATP while doing so. It requires an energy investment to begin the process of splitting, requiring 2 ATP. At the end of glycolysis, 4 ATP are produced, equaling a net gain of 2 ATP. Glycolysis also converts NAD+ to 2 NADH by attaching 1 proton and 2 electrons to 2 NAD+ each. These NADH are then brought to the electron transport chain. The net gain of glycolysis is 2 ATP, 2 NADH, and 2 pyruvate. The next step in cellular respiration is pyruvate oxidation and the Krebs cycle. This step takes place in the mitochondrial matrix, while glycolysis takes place in the cytosol. For pyruvate oxidation, CO2 is released from the pyruvate, while the remaining part is attached to coenzyme A, creating acetyl-CoA. A proton and 2 electrons are released from this, changing NAD+ into NADH. Acetyl-CoA enters the Krebs cycle and combines with water and oxaloacetate. This is a cycle that releases more CO2 molecules and ATP, along with converting NAD+ into NADH. It also changes another electron carrier, FAD, into FADH2. Since there are 2 pyruvates, the process is repeated twice, with a complete net gain of CO2 molecules, which are released as waste, 2 ATP molecules, 2 FADH2, and NADH molecules each. The final step is oxidative phosphorylation, which includes the electron transport chain and chemiosmosis. The electron transport chain accepts the electrons from the electron carriers FADH2 and NADH. The electrons travel through protein complexes 1 through 4, being accepted and donated all the way to oxygen, which is the final electron acceptor. As oxygen accepts electrons, hydrogen attaches to it, creating water. Chemiosmosis is the process in which energy stored in the form of a proton is used to drive cellular work like ATP synthesis. ATP synthesis is with a pump that attaches a phosphate group to ADP, creating ATP powered by protons. The last stage pumps out between 26 through 28 ATP, although the number is ambiguous. When combining all these steps together, 2 ATP molecules form from glycolysis, 2 from the Krebs cycle, and approximately 26 through 28 from oxidative phosphorylation, resulting in a maximum of 30 to 32 ATP molecules produced from 1 glucose molecule. However, the exact number is highly debated, with some arguing that there is more or less. This sums up cellular respiration.